David, I see you're wearing your second Kingdom Hearts shirt.
I am. I woke up this morning and I was like, perfect. I have a record tonight. And I put on the shirt and then I got cold. So I put on a new sweatshirt that I got and I wore the sweatshirt. And then I was like, now I'm hot because I live in a desert. I live in Los Angeles.
Yep.
And I took off the sweatshirt and it was my shirt, which is black, dear listeners at home, which you can't see right now. It was white because there was so much lint on my shirt from my sweatshirt. So most of the day I've been sitting here with little pieces of tape taking off the lint because this is my third time here on this show and I've worn a Kingdom Hearts shirt 2 of the 3 times.
But David, nobody knows that.
But I know.
They don't see this.
I know. And I can tell, I've heard my voice enough over the years that I can tell what shirt I'm wearing when I hear my voice.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so
Oh my
bring
God.
it. This has been a thing for me always. I don't know why. I'm not really like a cosplayer. I do like costumes, but I'm not really like a cosplayer. But I do like themed dressing.
Honestly, same.
Like,
I totally feel
it
that.
feels more
Absolutely.
like, I think it's because like growing up, I did a lot of theater and like,
You
I know.
did
No way.
Crazy. I always felt like it never was really real until the dress rehearsal. And I think that just kind of like bled out into the rest of my life, mostly
Amazing.
in t-shirts from Yeetie.
Yeah.
So.
I actually have the exact same feeling about acting, which was it never felt like as real as it did when I got the costume.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for me, and we can start talking about Kingdom Hearts here in a second. But for me, it was, it felt like a weird sort of protection. When you put the costume on, it was like, oh yeah, now I feel ready for this. Costumes actually very much like the costumes that change in Kingdom Hearts 2 when you switch your combat
did it.
styles.
He did it.
gang.
Welcome to Simple and Clean, a Kingdom Hearts podcast. I'm Mayanna Berrin.
And I'm Mischa Stanton.
And who do we have here with us?
I'm David Tilstra, and I'm wearing a shirt.
He's back,
He's
everybody.
back.
I did it.
Back on the show.
All right. Well, for the listeners, can you verbally describe the new Kingdom Hearts shirt that you have to start us off?
It is of the t-shirt variety. It is black. It is made of 100% cotton. And upon it are several blue lines that at a distance look like a cool abstract design. But at a closeness, it's a bunch of heartless, all kind of jumbled together in this cool square pattern. And it looks really good. And now I'm just going to send Mischa a picture so we can post this on Instagram.
And I love a podcast guest that dresses up for the occasion.
Yeah.
It really makes the whole thing feel fancy.
Yeah.
The question today is, are you winning, son?
Are you winning, son?
And I'm not sure.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
From a story standpoint, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to investigate. This is
Yes.
now an investigative podcast.
Yes,
I love it.
we'll open up we'll put our little detective hats on. So, David, when last we met, you had finished Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yes.
And I made the recommendation because I showed him immediately afterwards. I showed him the secret ending, the thing
So
for Kingdom Hearts 2.
fucking sick. It's so fucking cool.
It was
It's so
very
good.
cool. It was very, very cool.
So cool. In fact, I was like, I don't want to put you through what we will have to experience with the Chain of Memories game. First, I want to reward you for your patience and tenacity in beating Kingdom Hearts 1 with Kingdom Hearts 2. And my argument to the structure of this show is I imagine there's a lot of people who played Kingdom Hearts 1 and then thought Kingdom Hearts 2 was the second one and then didn't realize that Chain of Memories was in between.
I see. You're giving David the accurate fandom experience. Just speed run a little bit. Yeah,
Exactly.
It's like the disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya, the release order versus the chronological order.
It's just
Absolutely.
like that, David. It's
Yeah.
just like that.
It's just like that.
But yeah, it was a treat because the coolest thing I noticed about the little cool, I don't know what you call it, short film, little snippet, secret ending.
Cinema.
I call it cinema verte. But I think the thing I was most excited about was seeing smooth textures and not like jagged polygon.
Yeah, like, wow, they look so smooth. They look so good.
I was like, oh, Sora has eyes and not just little pixel blobs.
I showed him Sanctuary right after that as well. And he was
Oh, I
like,
see.
that
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
so
yeah.
cool. And I was like, I think we should just start with Kingdom Hearts 2. I think let's have him enjoy what for many is peak of the series before we go
Yeah.
into the long slide into the rest of it.
And I mean, to that point, not that I didn't like Kingdom Hearts 1. I liked Kingdom Hearts 1 a lot. And I think one of the last things I said when I was here is I can see how this has in the sweetest way possible, become many people's like full identity.
Yeah.
Like I can see where it starts from.
Yeah. I was talking to another friend of mine lately who discussed how she had a group of blorbos that she couldn't stop rotating in her mind. And I was fascinated by that phrase. Like I've heard, I'm on Tumblr and I've heard those phrases, but just the idea that like, nope, and these are your blorbos and all you do is rotate them.
Yeah. My friend
Kingdom
called
Hearts,
it blorbos.
Kingdom Hearts 2 is definitely some people's blorbos.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I guess like based off of where we left off, like how are you feeling about your experience of Kingdom Hearts 2 so far before we dive into the granularity?
Well, okay. This will be skewed.
Okay.
And this is a story I want to lead up to.
Okay.
But I'll give you the snippet right now.
Okay, we're starting. Yeah, we'll seed for later.
This is what we call in cinema verite foreshadowing.
I'm learning so much about cinema verite.
Yes. You thought this was a Kingdom Hearts podcast. It's not.
I thought cinema verite was just a name of a coffee drink, like a fancy coffee drink. But
I don't even remember what it means, to be fully honest. But I've been playing games for a while, and I've had like 3 or 4 like stand up out of my seat, sweat dripping off of my forehead, heart pounding, like video game moments. Not because they're hard, just because it's like, oh my God, this is what like entertainment and story and gaming should be. And one of them was in Portal. When I first found out that I knew Gladys was about to betray me, but like when it happened, I was like, oh boy, now we're off the rails. Here we go.
Yeah, and she's because you're on like a conveyor belt and she's
gonna drop
into
you
the
in some
fire, and like it's the
fire.
first time you really have to like do a portal under time pressure.
Yep.
Yeah.
That moment, and then some Zelda moments, and then a moment in Kingdom Hearts 2 in the Thousand Heartless fight. I literally stopped. I put the controller down, looked over at Mayanna, and I said, this is one of the top 3 gaming experiences I've ever had in my entire life.
Yes! Yes!
It was so freaking awesome.
Hell
we did it, Joe.
We did it.
I feel like in that moment, it was like there's a lot of story moments, and then there was like a little mini boss fight, and then like way more story stuff. And then all of a sudden, you're like, a little number comes up on the top of the screen. It said 999. I was like, that's a lie. And then I killed one, and it went down to 998. I was like, it's not a lie. Here we go. Let's let her rip. But yeah, so to sort of seed it a little bit, I love it so far. It's amazing. But also, I mean, to that point, it's actually been quite a while. We've gotten through quite a large amount of game since we've last recorded. So I'm trying to remember exactly everything. So there's been some really amazing moments up to this point so far where, and I don't know if this is like a real thing or if it's just because we were playing on like an easier setting or something, but there was a part where we were playing in Mulan Town.
Mm-hmm.
The Land of Dragons.
That one.
Sure, I wasn't going to say it. I was just going to stick with Mulan Town.
I like
Mulan Town. And we're fighting the bad guy, the Hun, Shan Yu. And embarrassingly, he whooped our ass so hard.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, we're bad gamers, Mayanna. And then the king himself showed up.
Michael Mouse.
And rose us from the dead and said, you're not done yet. And we kept fighting and won that fight. And that was another moment where I was like, okay, this game fucking slaps.
Yeah, I mean, and it's probably because they were under such strict confines in the first game, but like, man, the fact that they turned around and not only put Mickey in the story, but also let you play as him, and also he can't die and has cool powers.
It was the best.
It was awesome. But yeah, so those are 2 sort of moments that have stood out because I think we're like halfway.
Yeah, we're halfway through.
Yeah,
so
I would say that the Thousand Heartless fight marks about the halfway point of Kingdom Hearts 2. And I did ask Mayanna to stop you around that point.
Yes.
So we can ask you, because there's so much ups and downs, combat's all different. So I got to ask, David, I had to take that time just after your big moment of triumph to see if you were winning, son.
Yeah, baby. We're winning, pops, parents.
Yeah.
So it's like you start off with Sanctuary, this like really beautiful cutscene, a lot of which is like a speed run. Yeah, there you go. A speed run recap of things you haven't experienced yet because you haven't played Chain of Memories. But it gives you like the rundown of the emotional journey of Chain of Memories.
It really does. There's one particular shot in the Sanctuary video where it's like Diz and Marluxia in a hallway, but the lights are out. And the lights are never out in that castle, but the lights are out, so the walls are kind of dark blue, and they're like uplit from below.
It's really spooky.
That's a scene that never happens in the game, but it really puts you in the feeling of what was supposed to be.
A lot of adults are meddling. Well, that and then the two scenes that I love is you are POV, your Sora's Keyblade, running straight from Marluxia's head.
Mm-hmm.
And then also when you're running up the spirally staircase trying to get to Naminé, and beneath the same staircase, Riku is running in the opposite direction downward, and it's really freaking sick.
I don't think there's been a more like anime opening moment than that.
It's so good.
The imagery was so strong.
And so you wake up though, or like in the last moments of Sanctuary, you see a blonde boy you've never seen before, and he lands on the dive to the heart, this beautiful stained glass ground, and where before it was Sora seeing Snow White, it's Roxas seeing Sora.
Yeah. So David, how did you feel about starting this game not as Sora?
Not gonna lie, it was confusing and a little bit sad because
tell me about that.
I mean, the way Kingdom Hearts 1 ended with like Sora like doing his little pose with his hands behind his head and like walking off in the distance with Donald and Goofy, I was like, these are the boys, and I never want to see them apart ever again. And then we start off with this other group, and it was a little bit sad, and then I got really excited because the movement between Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2 got so much better.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, yay, I can actually move around.
I was like, wow, the story feeling, movement's way better. Fucking video game. Let's do it.
Camera, wee!
Yeah. But I think they did a really awesome job because, like I said, it made me kind of sad because I was like, okay, well, I guess Sora's... My first thought was, I'm like, we're going to play this whole game as this little idiot right here. And then they did like the game and the story did such a good job of like immediately making me fall in love with all those three like clubhouse friends.
Hayner, Pence, and Olette exclusively in that order?
Exclusively in that order.
And I was like, man, these four, they're just living out summer vacation and skateboarding and doing tournaments.
David was doing a lot of skateboarding.
I loved the skateboarding. It was so great.
The only regret is that you can't change the background music from the beautiful Yoko Shimomura tracks to like Superman by Goldfinger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, give me some of that Tony Hawk playlist.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was a really fun, like I said, at first it made me sad. And then once I kind of got the idea of what was going on and they started like seeding like some of those like crazy Kingdom Hearts, like, oh, my heart feels like it hurts because I recognize your face, but not your soul, and like things like that. And I was like, like, okay, I get what you're doing here. But yeah, once it kind of like settled in in the first like 10 minutes, I was like, this is great. And then I forget the exact order, but it's like there's a skateboard event and you do some cool stuff, and then you have to go find a bunch of money to get to on a train station, and then the sun's going down, and then like Final Fantasy characters show up, and you're like, what?
Setzer!
Yeah. And
Baby!
Oh, yeah, Setzer was
What is?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to come back to this. What the fuck is Setzer doing there?
Oh, good question. This is really it's a good question. So he he won last year and he wants to win it this year. And
he's winning, son.
He is winning, son.
He wants to keep winning, son. But yeah, it was I really liked it. And then I think the part where it got really sad is like when I was like already in love with these characters, Hayner, Pence, and Olette, I was like, we're about to lose them all. And I'm going to be so sad. And sure enough, we did. But then, like, the coolest intro of the OG boys happened. And I was like, okay, now we are back. Sora's in his little tiny clothes. And there was one, like, really, really sweet moment where it's like, there's like a pod, right?
Yeah, there's this flowery pod that he wakes up in.
And, like, Sora's, like, coming out of the pod, and Roxas is, like, fading away. And there's, like, a brief moment where they're, like, together, sort of. And it's like, I forget exactly what they said, but I remember being like, semi-emotional during that part.
Oh, I'll tell you exactly.
Yeah.
I'll frame it perfectly.
Please.
I'll
No,
paint you a
don't. I'm going to
word
cry
picture.
already. No, no.
I'm sorry. I have to. It's so important. Roxas shows up after a lot of conflict and encounters with Axel and realizing that his world isn't real and that his destiny is to be a part of this boy he's never met before, but is more important than anything else in the universe. And he stands in front of the pod and it opens and he just says, Sora. And this sleeping boy is in this pod in his little clothes. And Roxas goes, I guess you're lucky. My summer vacation is over.
That's what it is. When we were playing it, I remember being like, oh man, this was just the intro. Like, this was like the pre-credits roll. It was great. And what was the time difference between the two games?
Oh, like so Kingdom Hearts 1 came out in 2002, and then Kingdom Hearts 2 came out in 2005.
Yeah,
like
right at the end of 2005, like sort of over Christmas.
And I remember feeling like it was an eternity between those two things. Like, I remember agonizing waiting for Kingdom Hearts 2 to come out. And Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, I believe, came out in like 2003.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, from like a storytelling perspective and just like a technical perspective, it felt so much more mature in like every aspect of the word, which was really cool. So
yeah, can you tell me what specifically felt mature about it? That's so interesting.
So like the graphics and like I said, the movement, like everything just felt better in that way. But the way specifically in that moment when Roxas and Sora were kind of switching places, it felt to me like there had been points like this up to this point in Kingdom Hearts 1 where I was like, okay, this is not a story for kids. But in that moment, I was like, oh, they're really taking this story quite seriously. This is not a goofy, I mean, Goofy's in it, but this is not a goofy Sora.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Thank you. We've been playing a lot. But yeah, it's like, and we had this weird tangent here. I had this same sort of realization when I was watching Mayanna play one of the Final Fantasy games, where like from an outside perspective of Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, it's like, what the fuck is happening here? None of this makes sense. None of this is being taken seriously. People have big hair and big swords and they're flying around and blah, 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 blah. Like from like an average person's perspective, it's like, this is just a really silly, childish game. And then when you get into it, it's like, oh, wait, no, I could not have been more wrong. And I feel like that's what I mean by it being mature.
And we've talked about this. I mean, that's like the entire premise of the show. But the more you talk about it here, it's the fact that like there are a lot of silly things that on paper look silly and the text itself asks you to take it seriously. It teaches kids how to take things seriously. You know, there's something about like that you have to learn how to stand by your convictions eventually. And like the only way to do that is to take them seriously in the first place. And so it contextualizes that into things kids know, which is silly, cartoonish looking characters.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in my 30s and I'm a professional storyteller and I take all kinds of fanciful things seriously in story meetings and what have you. And there is a certain type of person that does look at fantasy stories or cartoons or, I mean, I know that a lot of American adults just like won't watch anything animated because it's animated. And those are people who never learned how to take silly things seriously.
And it's also funny because it's like animation is a medium. Like it's a medium, not a genre. Because it's like you can tell all sorts of stories using the medium of animation. Like Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is about like fascism, you know, and like Spirited Away is about, weirdly, again, the uncomfortable transition from childhood to adulthood and the loss of innocence.
And what deep philosophical thing is Family Guy about?
So you know what's
how to
interesting
do a
about
good
Family
cutaway.
Guy? I think Family Guy, then it kind of hits into this canon, the same thing with like The Simpsons and other sort of adult animated cartoons where some of the insights about it I think are in some ways accidental. But there's a very powerful essay about Marge, and it's literally called "Does Marge Have Any Friends?" And it's like this really powerful interior exploration of like, was Marge friends with Ned Flanders' wife? Did they ever grab hands across the table and grip each other silently, knowing that it's really hard to be a mother in this way, in this world where,
you know, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you got to take the silly thing seriously if you want to derive meaning.
You gotta. One of my favorite films of all time is Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Yeah, really
and,
good.
You know, on the surface, it's a sequel follow-up to a spin-off movie for a tertiary Shrek character. But what was fun for me about that is, like, I imagine there's no movie that had less expectations placed on it. It could have been anything it wanted to be. And I think thriving under those conditions, it became one of the most incredible pieces of animation I've seen in a long time, because
really
ultimately what that movie is about is not just that you can make your own wish. You can make your own dreams come true, because no characters get the wish in the end. Spoiler alert. They all decide to forego the wish because the things they needed they got from each other. But also this much more existential and beautiful message about that we only get one life, and that has to be enough.
Yeah. So anyway,
Kingdom Hearts 2.
You got to take the silly thing seriously.
Yeah.
Was my only point.
Well, I mean, that's a good point. I think that's like exactly what I'm trying to say. It's like we have these stories that like, on the surface are just very silly, but they like trick you. They're like, oh, come on in. The water's real nice in this really colorful Goofy and Mickey pool.
Go-York?
Then they hit you with the like, yeah, your friends are some of the most important things in your life, no matter what, or no matter like how they look or where they're from or where you go or what you're trying to do. It's like if you can have your friends stand by you and you can take that seriously, then your friendship is magic.
I love that it took literally 3 episodes and 1.5 Kingdom Hearts games for David to understand the true meaning of Christmas. Like,
yeah. And we've only been to Christmas Town twice.
Yeah.
Or Halloween Town, I guess.
Speaking of, let's
so
dive
what other worlds have you been to?
Yeah, let's dive into the game proper. So yeah, you get your boy back. The combat is smooth.
So good.
I looked it up. They rebuilt the entire combat system from the ground up for Kingdom Hearts 2. So everything's new. There's not a single recycled animation. They like rebuilt the entire situation.
So spiffy.
It's really spiffy. It's really, really good stuff. And so we start out with the mysterious tower. Sora meets Hayner, Pence, and Olette exclusively in that order. And they take him to the as Mischa affectionately calls it, the dope-ass Disney train.
It's the dope-ass Disney train.
Oh, yeah. That is the thing. Yeah.
And they drive to the mysterious tower. You meet Pete, and you see him in his Kingdom Hearts 2 fit.
Wow. The fits just across the board were so good. The one thing, like, it makes sense why Pete has been sort of the Zuko antagonist, like not the final boss, but like the one that you fight all along the way, and the one who's like actively working against the heroes. Like, it makes sense, but also like there were several points in Kingdom Hearts 2 where I was like, why the fuck is Pete here? Like, he is a big, evil, kind of scary guy, but also, what if it was Scar? Or what if it was like another, I don't know. Like,
yeah, you know what we're really missing in Kingdom Hearts 2 is the League of Disney villains. We don't have the council meetings in the spooky castle chambers. The villains are not really, the Disney villains at the very least, are not really meaningfully in organization with each other because that role is taken on by other characters. So like some of them are doing little machinations in the context of their own worlds, but you don't really like see them working together in cahoots.
Yeah. I'm wondering who the Council of Kingdom Hearts 2 would be, right?
Shan Yu.
It would be Shan Yu, Scar. Gaston?
Yeah, because of Beast Castle.
Gaston's not in Kingdom Hearts,
No, I know, but he should be, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I see.
He should be.
Yeah, Barbosa.
Jafar again. Ursula again.
well, that's because those two are perfect, and they should be in every league of...
Yeah. Not Hades, because Hades learned his lesson and he's got big time plans on his own. He's fine.
Well, it seems to me like on this one so far isn't as focused on the League of Villains, but it's way more about Organization 13, and you're getting way more of the actual story that's going on, which, like, right when we got to the Thousand Heartless fight, I was like, oh man, there's so much going on here.
This is way above our pay grade.
Yeah. So seeing Yen Sid in the tower was really cool.
Now, you're a Disney guy. Did you know that guy's name was Yen Sid?
I did, actually.
Oh, is he named that outside of Kingdom Hearts?
Oh, yeah, that's his name.
That's just his normal name?
Yeah, that's his normal name.
I find that somehow funnier.
I love it.
I remember it's at some point in like 5th grade when like Fantasia 2000 came out and like they redid The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Like it was like the coolest bit of knowledge for like a 5th grade me to be like, and do you know that guy's name is Yen Sid? And do you know that that's just Disney spelled backwards?
See, I thought this was a thing that Kingdom Hearts brought to this character. No, he was just named that.
Yeah.
You learn something every day.
You learn something every day.
David, I just drew what your Organization 13 name would be. Do you want to know what your Organization 13 name would be?
Yeah, I would love to.
You know how this works? It's
you explained it to me, but I fully forgot.
It's your name plus the letter X.
Okay.
I've got for your approval Vic's dad.
Vic's dad. Yeah, baby. The name that will strike fear as I absorb the hearts of many. If Vic's dad was there with Axel and Roxas, I'd be the one who's like, all right, guys, I'm in charge of the foyer and you keep leaving your shoes out of your cubby holes. Why are your cool Organization 13 boots out of your Organization 13 cubby holes? That would be Vic's dad.
All right, everybody, we got to head out for our nobody training mission. Everybody pile on out of this immense threatening castle. Hop in the Honda Odyssey, everybody. Grab a seat.
The Odyssey, because I would put an X in it, because I'm Vic's dad.
Or maybe it would be Zvidvad. Zvidvad.
Zvidvad.
There's not that many letters to work with, but I'm having fun over here.
Keep it going. We'll find one that works. But oh, wait, hold on. One thing I do want to talk about.
Oh my God, please.
And I'm sorry, Mischa, because I know this is one of your favorite parts. The absolute worst part of Kingdom Hearts 1 was the fucking Gummi Ship.
The Gummi Ship is not my favorite part of Kingdom Hearts 1. Okay. Trust me.
Because in Kingdom Hearts 2, that gets probably the biggest glow up of glow ups I've ever seen.
It's so good.
Yeah, so good. It's like
So did you actually like the Gummi Ship now?
Oh, yeah. Half the time when we were playing before, I'd be like, Mayanna, do the Gummi Ship part. And now I'm like, give it back. Give it back.
Did you build a ship? What ship did you build?
No, we haven't.
We've just been doing the pre-builds.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
But maybe we'll get into it. But okay, so
yeah, you go to the tower, and then you meet Florafana and Merryweather, and they give you the drip.
Mm-hmm. The drippiest of drips.
You get the ability to wield 2 Keyblades. And then through the power of sheer recall, Maleficent comes back from the dead.
Yep. She's too angry to die.
Same.
Valid.
I feel like that was the first part where I actually started having a little bit of empathy for Pete. I was like, oh man, you're really getting played here, my dude.
Dude, that wasn't that fast. You were not about him like 2 scenes ago.
Well, not about him in the respect where it was like, for all the villains that exist in Disney, why Pete? Like there's so many other more like, I could have seen like an Iago or like another sort of like bootlicker kind of like, I just want to do the next big thing. But like Pete, I'm like, Pete, really? Like,
yeah, I'll say this too, because in the context of the Disney canon, Pete is the closest thing to like a villain the Disney core team has
for like Mickey and Donald.
Yeah, for
and
Mickey,
Goofy,
he's the rival. Yeah, like, and he's the villain or rival in the Goofy movie.
It's weird to call him a villain, but he is definitely a bully.
He's a bully.
He's like he's the oppositional force. Like he's the frenemy.
Yeah.
Like they keep him around, but he's always up to some shenanigans. But he is like the closest thing to an antagonist the core Disney crew has.
That's a good point.
And he's playing second banana to Maleficent when theoretically, like in terms of power and status, they in their respective worlds are kind of on the same level. Yeah. But like Pete can't do magic, so I guess that.
Yeah.
But he's wearing a cool drip suit, so theoretically he can do magic, or he should be able to do magic.
Yeah. I don't know.
It was very strappy.
It's just so blatantly like the Kingdom Hearts anime costume. Like it's not even, at least when they do it to Mickey, it's like red pants with yellow pouches and like a black jacket so that like if you squint your eyes it looks like his normal costume. With Pete, it's not even trying to match anything. They just gave him some Kingdom Hearts anime clothes.
Yeah, they put him in the Final Fantasy clothes.
Well, and you know what's interesting is like, could you describe for me what Pete's base outfit is? Because I Googled it just now. Okay. And there's a couple options, but can you from recall kind of explain to me what Pete's basic outfit is?
No, because the Pete I have in my head, there's 2 versions of Pete I have in my head when I think about him. One is from a Goofy movie, and he's just wearing like suburban dad clothes. And the second one is inexplicably the Disney Channel's House of Mouse, where he's wearing like a white blazer and white. He's wearing like a nightclub owner suit because he's always trying to buy the nightclub away from Mickey.
So funny.
Yeah, I love House of Mouse. Pour one out for the real ones. So Pete's look is inconsistent from different iterations, even within like modern cartoons. But sometimes Pete is wearing no shirt and is just wearing overalls, one strap, just the one strap for the overalls, essentially over one shoulder.
To let you know he's a little scamp.
Yeah, and we also know that Kingdom Hearts has weird stuff about the shirtless Disney characters remaining shirtless. We don't think they don't
Absolutely.
Like that.
Sometimes he's dressed kind of like a mobster. He's got like a little bit of a bowler hat and like a sweater. He's looking like he's going to give why I oughta. His character at the parks sometimes is like dressed almost like a mechanic.
He's
got like overalls and a little shirt.
And I think the overalls is kind of what they were going for.
Yeah.
I think that is what they're alluding to.
But man, swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss. I'll say this. I think as insane, like authentically and genuinely insane as the outfit is, I kind of love it. I think it speaks to a respect I have that it's like, we're going to fully commit to this. Now, one thing I will say is, not in every iteration, but in most iterations of Pete, he has a hat. And I think it would have been cool for this Pete to have a hat because Donald and Goofy also have a hat. And it feels
they should have given him like a weird zipper hat.
Give him a weird zipper hat. Give him a weird zipper bowler hat.
Yeah.
I feel like that's he needs one more thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was with you with zipper hat, and then you described specifically a zipper bowler hat, and it lost me again.
Or like the conductor hat. Like he has a
You're super correct. I think a zipper bowler hat is perfect.
It has to be a zipper bowler hat. Like, there's no other hat that exists in my mind now, actually. It's a two-part hat that can be a weird halo.
Yeah, it's like you zip around instead of the little ribbon around, you zip it closed.
Exactly, yeah.
We're going to kill Mischa. I'm so sorry.
But that whole scene was really cool. Like, I love a good re-power up scene. Like, here's your new fit. Here's your new clothes. Here's the new hairstyle, whatever. And it was really cool. And so we leave the shopping episode and we go to...
Well, we go to Radiant Garden very briefly.
Was that where we met Minnie?
So no, that's Disney Castle. All right, let's talk about Disney Castle really briefly because I was really warmed by your response to this.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Tell me about your experience.
I've never wanted to protect someone so much as I wanted to protect Minnie. It was like a visceral response. I was like, she's perfect. Her little waddle and oh no. Like,
yeah, her and the bustle of the dress is really
she's so cute.
She's so cute, but then she's also like her and Sora like immediately, because it's like you all you do is like you meet her in the room, you find out some cool story stuff, and then you have to just go down a hallway.
You just have to escort her from a hallway to a chair.
But like in those like 15 feet, I was like, this needs to be a game. Sora and Minnie, like. This is perfect. But also, she had like a bunch of powers. Like, she was like strong as shit, wasn't she?
She had a magic like ball of light she could like throw and bounce.
Yeah, they have like pure like I would compare it to sort of like other priest characters in different Final Fantasy games where you have like the power of the light and the good and the shine, blast the darkness back.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a great moment. I really hope we can get back and just be with Minnie because she was so precious.
Yeah. Whoa, crazy concept. Yeah. People who pick up the Disney game want to play as Mickey and save Minnie.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Let's do it. Let's just run Zelda with a Minnie and Mickey mod on it. Like,
now, have you ever played Epic Mickey?
Maybe.
Do you know about this game?
No, I don't.
It's a video game
where you play as Mickey. You should check it out.
Okay.
You play as Mickey, and Oswald the Rabbit gets this magical paintbrush and takes over Disney Town.
Oh, yeah. No, I've heard of that. Yeah, I never played it, but I yeah.
Maybe that's a bonus episode.
Well, if you like playing video games where you are Mickey Mouse, I recommend it.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll do it. That sounds amazing.
I think that's a good bonus episode.
Yeah.
But so once we go to Radiant Garden, we check in with all of our Final Fantasy friends, and David had a visceral reaction to like, it's Yuffie, it's Sid, and they're all like, oh my God, it's Sora. And then it pans over to Aerith, and they clearly recasted the actress, and she goes, we missed you.
Yeah.
And David was like, oh.
That's not the same person. You're a different person. Get out of here. We're friends and you're not part of the friend group.
Where's Mandy Moore? Get me Mandy Moore on the phone right now.
I still feel like at this point in the game, everything was like still sort of new. I feel like they moved you through a lot of stuff really quickly.
They did. They really did.
And like, there's a lot of stuff where you can see like, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to talk to this person. I'm going to do this, that, and the other thing. But then, then I feel like after we got out of Radiant Garden, the nobodies started showing up.
So the nobodies, like Yensid was like, yo, this is the new issue. There's Heartless and then there's nobodies. And then we hop over to our first Disney Worlds proper, Land of Dragons. We started with Land of Dragons.
It was fun. Mushu was fun to have run around with. I'm a big fan of Mulan.
And he recognized you. He's like, no, these guys are cool. I've known them from back in the day.
I will say that's something that I really enjoyed with this one so far is like meeting characters you've seen before and then being like, oh, it's you again. Like,
yeah.
I feel like Land of Dragons, it was fine until the final fight. And then I was like, oh yeah, this is great. The king has returned and he's helping us and it's wonderful.
Well, now that's interesting, David, because I don't know if you know this just from having played it the first time. Mickey like tends to show up kind of like the first time you're gonna die.
Yeah.
In a boss fight.
Yeah.
So like, for example, a lot of players I think see Mickey for the first time in Beast Castle. There's a couple of pretty difficult fights in there. The first time you see him is different for different people.
It's so funny. It's like, tell me about the first time you saw God.
Yeah. When did you know life was worth living?
It was fun because I've forgotten about whenever there's a hero character, for the world that you're in, you get a cool little combo move with them. So like Sora and Mulan were going back to back and fireworks were flying and it was very neat.
It was very cool.
Yeah, the limit commands. We're gonna have to go back and cover those a little bit. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
To this day, I'm still so upset at Kingdom Hearts as a whole. I don't understand why you introduce all these cool characters and then you only have a slot, like a team of 3, and you got to get rid of Goofy every time. And I'm like, bro, like just let us have all 4 of them. Like
in Kingdom Hearts 1, it's very frustrating because there's not even anything you get out of it. In Kingdom Hearts 2, it is more of a strategic decision, right? Because you're deciding which forms you have access to and like what moves you have access to.
Yeah.
And we've been kind of just sticking to our strategy for Kingdom Hearts 1, and Donald always stays because his magic is just so useful. But it's funny because I like the Goofy and Sora form more
Valor.
than the Donald and the Valor
Wisdom.
form versus the Wisdom form. That happens like once, maybe twice in a fight.
Yeah.
But like Donald can be there healing the entire time. So it's like, it's tough.
Well, and they locked your favorite ability behind Valor form in this game too, right? You have to level up Valor form to get high jump.
Yes, it's the worst.
That's so fucked up. I forgot about that.
I think I've mentioned this a few times. I love mobility in video games. Like just being able to move around. It's like this unclaustrophobic feeling. Locking away my movements behind these other things is a disrespect to me. And I will be writing a strongly worded letter for the remastering
to
of Kingdom
Mr.
Hearts
Square
2.
Enix.
Mr. Square Enix.
Hello, it is I, Mayanna, once again thanking you for listening to Simple and Clean, a Kingdom Hearts podcast. I'm also here to remind you that we have a Patreon. You can find us on Simple and Clean Pod on Patreon, where you can get ad-free versions of the episodes when you join the $5 final mix tier. You can also join the Patreon for free as a member and engage with us and the community we have building over there. That's Simple and Clean Pod on Patreon if you want to come hang out. Also, if you do join the Patreon at the $5 final mix tier, you get access to the Secret Report, which is our secret bonus show where we talk about different stuff like Final Fantasy, Dispatch, some other JRPGs that I played when I was 12, and other things that you can influence if you join us over at the $5 final mix tier. Once again, if you want to just join for free, that's also okay. And I just wanted to say, if you like the Are You Winnin' Son episodes of the show and our sweet, sweet guest David, you can come see me and David at WonderCon in Anaheim. Ooh, very magical and mysterious. We are going to be playing an actual play with our crew story quest. Additionally, if you like hearing Mischa and I yap, once again, you can see us both in Anaheim. Also at WonderCon, because we'll be doing an actual play with the other podcast Mischa and I do called The Wandering Path. If you want to come find us in Anaheim, WonderCon is March 27th through March 29th. That's a Friday to Sunday, and we're near Disneyland. Should be a fun time. As I'm sure you're all aware by now, Simple and Clean is a member of Multitude Podcast Collective. And the one way you could support the Multitude peeps is by joining the Multi-Crew now on Apple. If you love Multitude and you're glad we exist, we could use your support with the Multi-Crew. It's our membership program where we release weird, cool podcasts with new combinations of Multitude hosts. We share behind-the-scenes details on making our shows and have exclusive monthly hangout sessions with you, the members. You can get exclusive access to stuff like the entire backlog of our friendly debate show, Head, Heart, Gut, our rewatch podcast all about the Emmy award-winning show The Pit, or even immersive medieval ASMR episodes. And now if you're like, wow, it's very annoying to sign up for new accounts, great news. You can enjoy our bonus Multi-Crew podcasts right now in Apple Podcasts. Just search for the Multi-Crew podcast and click join now. That's Multi-Crew podcasts on Apple Podcasts. Just search for the Multi-Crew podcast and click join now. As Kingdom Hearts fans, we over here at Simple and Clean know there's nothing more important in this or any world than the drip, the threads, the look, which is why we're thrilled that we've got the support of the amazing drip crafters over at Insert Coin sponsoring this episode. Insert Coin creates stylish, approachable, and size-inclusive apparel for so many of your favorite video game fandoms like Ace Attorney, Fallout, God of War, The Last of Us, and so many others. Based in Essex, just outside of London, everything Insert Coin makes is in partnership with the studios behind your favorite games. Right now, they're celebrating their 15th birthday, and with our promo code Simple and Clean, you can get 10% off your purchase and help support us while we yap about Sora's big shoes. Visit insertcoinclothing.com and use promo code Simple and Clean for 10% off. That's insertcoinclothing.com for 10% off. We hopped over to Beast's Castle next.
Oh, so we died early. You said most people first see Mickey. The good gamers.
Well, I'll say this too. The two first world options you have are Land of Dragons or Beast's Castle. So it's like, I think a lot of people tend to go to Beast's Castle first because people like Beast's Castle a lot, would be my guess.
It's a good castle.
And it's hard.
That was a very hard one. I remember that one. There was like puzzles in that level where I was like, oh, hell yeah.
You had to like sneak behind the sleeping wardrobe. You had to use Cogsworth's clock to stun the beast because he was like taken over by darkness and you had to like exorcise the demons from beasts.
Yeah. Is this also the section with like the lantern puzzle where you have to like unlock the 3 lanterns with a bunch of little objects from the house?
Yeah.
Yes. And then you end with the chandelier like ballroom fight.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And maybe to your point, Mayanna and Mischa, if we had done that one first, I would have felt differently. But like that was the point when I realized like, oh, they've added so much more to this game. It isn't just like a hit it as hard as you can and hit it over and over and over again to beat the fight. Like there was like a little bit of strategy and a little bit of like nuance to the different fights. And I felt like the design of the like Heartless that you were fighting, it changed more. Yeah, it was a really cool moment.
Yeah.
I like that moment a lot.
Yeah, okay. I have another question for you. So I agree with everything you're saying about the fights in Kingdom Hearts 2. The combat rebuilt from the ground up and you can feel it. It's so zippy. It's so smooth. There's so much more dynamics. There's new stuff to do, and like dedicated cutscenes to make the fights feel epic. What they did sacrifice was like the more space-based challenges, not just in exploration, but in the combat. Like I would say in order for Sora to shine, like the spaces of the fights are simpler.
Oh, 100%.
Do you feel like the trade was worth it?
Ooh.
Yes. It makes it more of like a team-based thing. In Kingdom Hearts 1, I was always very focused on Donald and Goofy and like figuring out how their health was and how their magic points were and everything. But like with this now, it's like, who am I closer to, or what are my drives at, which ability am I going to be able to, or which combination am I going to be able to do to like move this fight forward? And like, to me, seeing as how it's a game about friendship, I think it feels like the mechanics feed the story a little bit more in that way, as opposed to just this like repetitive, like, I'm going to hit you, I'm going to hit you, I'm going to hit you.
And I'm going to hop up on this platform, or like the Wonderland fight in 1, like where you have to hop up on the table to like hit its head, or the like Pinocchio fight where you get knocked off the sides and you're in the acid. Yeah.
But to your point, Mischa, it definitely did sacrifice more of a like challenging gameplay not necessarily challenging, more of like a observant gameplay, because you had to like notice what was around you and what obstacles you had to overcome. But I think it kind of refocused everything back onto this like the team that you were fighting with,
and the combat, just like the moves you're doing, because it's like I've noted, even when I played it the first time, that the environments in Kingdom Hearts 2 feel just very wide and big, but I think it is to facilitate the thing that it's doing really well, which is like big combat. Big, large guys, and you're fighting them a lot.
Well, I certainly found the experience smoother. Well, with like the changed animation, like all of those combination of things. I had not really considered that you're right, David. It does put a focus on like, okay, which of your allies' move do you want to use most in this moment, and setting yourself up for the right pick. Between like summons using the drive form, all the different drive forms, all the different combination moves, wanting access to the world allies so that you can have their specific moves, and that becomes the strategy, as opposed to like figuring out where you have to move.
And it kind of, I'm a big platformer, and I'm a really big fan of the Ori games, and I like Ori 1 way more because it's more pure in like the story, down to the moves of like, you're doing these moves to facilitate this story. But Ori 2 is arguably a better game, but it dilutes itself in the fact that there's so many other things you can do, and it gets away from this like the pureness of this like, I'm just jumping and running as fast as I can to save my mom.
Right.
And I feel like this is kind of the opposite in this one. The battles and the challenges in the first one were very fun, but it was much more of a game. Like it's like, oh, I got to jump up on this thing to get access to this thing, to then hit this guy on this part, to hit the glowing red circle to do the most damage. And this time it's like, here's the fight, here's the guy in front of you, and here's your friends behind you. Go for it. And it's like, so I think I like it.
Yeah.
I love that. So we did Beast Castle, and then we went to Olympus Coliseum.
Yeah. And we fought a Hydra.
We got to get up on the Hydra's back.
Did you get up on the Hydra's back, David?
Of course we did, because like we've been talking about with all the mechanics, there's so many fun little, I'm like hitting buttons, and then as soon as I see that press triangle now, I'm like, like smash that shit, and it goes into a cutscene, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah, we meet Orin, the samurai cool guy who
that
you
guy
don't
was
know.
Super cool.
Yeah, you don't know anything else about him from Final Fantasy things, but he's super cool and he has a sword.
I'll tell you what, Mayanna, we did just cover Final Fantasy X in a secret report, and I'm playing through Final Fantasy X again for the first time with HD graphics and beautiful. In Kingdom Hearts 2, you don't have to know who that guy is.
No, you don't.
That guy's already dope as hell.
He's dope as hell.
So cool.
Orin, more like Aura.
Yeah, truly.
More like more him.
Yeah, you got it. Yes.
More him.
More him.
But you get up on the Hydra's back. Meg's like, Herc's working too hard. You're burnt out, King. And we'll be back later. We'll be back with more.
Well, I did love that moment, because like you walk up and Hercules, you get in the little foyer of Olympus Coliseum. Herc comes in. He's like, oh, just another day at the office, and I'm so tired. And then there's like, oh my God, Hercules, come back here. And he's like, oh. It's like visibly so sad, and like Charlie Brown's his way back to like a fight.
This is a different Disney property, but it's just like, he's just like, sometimes I just want it to stay safe.
I just cleaned up this mess. Could you keep it clean for 2 seconds?
But yeah, that was a fun moment. So then we went from there. We went down into Hades Town.
Yeah, well, we started in Hades Town. You run into Meg and you run into Demyx.
Yes.
Who boy?
Yeah, and I think this is actually going to lead nicely into the next couple worlds, if they're the ones I remember correctly. It's like, with all the beautiful things we've been saying about the maturity of the story and how it's really like working really well.
There's
thing
a few
serious.
Parts.
Yeah, there's a few parts I'm just like, what? What are we doing here, guys?
And Demyx was one of them.
Just like the whole like being down in Hades Town, like it's like
way down under the ground.
It's like, because and maybe we just did it wrong, but I have like a weird memory of like, we started there and then we went up to the Coliseum, then we came back down, then we went. It was like just a lot of back and forth.
Yeah,
that was literally how
that really happened. Yeah.
you go into the lobby of Hades Town.
Yeah.
Meg's like, hey. And you're like, what? And then you go downstairs and Hades is like, hey. And you're like, what? And then he goes, I'm gonna get you. And then you run and then you can't do drive forms because the underworld doesn't let heroes do their stuff.
Which is pretty
and
cool.
then you fight Cerberus with Orin and then you go back up to Olympus and Meg is gone. And then you're like, where's Meg? And then you go back down and Meg's locked in a box rock and you need to unlock it, and they're like, we tricked you and now you have unlocked the dark part of more Hades.
They really do just make you run back and forth up a hallway like 3 or 4 times in that level.
There was a lot of backtracking, and it was also very late at night when we were doing this one. I think after like a full shoot day where we were like, we gotta just keep playing.
Wow. The commitment, the craft.
Oh yeah. No, we're committed. We're in on this. But that was one of those moments where I was like, okay, you're just having us do these things over and over and over again. And also, like, full disclosure, I like the Olympic Coliseum, so I'm glad that they're adding a little more story because it felt like in Kingdom Hearts 1.
It's literally 3 areas. It's the lobby, the outside, and the Coliseum part.
It's so small.
And you get some cool keyblades and some cool, like, training in there, but, like, we went like once or twice, then I'm like, we don't need to go back there. We're fine. So I'm glad they're adding a little bit of story to it, but it feels a little bit like still kind of unfinished in a way.
Well, I'll say this, and we'll explain at the end why maybe that feels that way. So after Olympus Coliseum, we've got Disney Castle. Yay, Minnie! Yeah. Hooray!
We found Minnie.
We found her.
And we found the big scary root cluster in the bottom of Mickey Town.
Yeah, Maleficent's making some power plays.
Yeah.
Maleficent be going back in time and putting thorns where she's not supposed to.
The thorns, yes.
She be girl bossing.
And then that was another awesome Disney moment in
I got
Kingdom
this
Hearts
on
2.
camera. I filmed this, which was great.
Yeah.
Great, we'll put it on
oh.
Instagram and it'll be the next video that far outstrips our other videos. It's fantastic.
But yeah, we went to Oswaldburg.
No, we went to Timeless River.
The Timeless River.
No, it's called Oswaldburg now.
Oswaldburg. Put some respect on the boy's name.
Steamboat Willieville.
Yeah, Steamboat Willie Town.
And I remember I started feeling a little bit of empathy for Pete.
Yeah, the POV flashback.
Yeah.
They did some really fun stuff in the Timeless River where like you saw Pete doing his thing. It was, I'm a sucker for like the old animation, the old styles of like the Steamboat Willie and all his friends. And so that was really fun seeing that. But then what was really cool was like the very goofy classic like Disney like hijinks of like you go up to a thing and then it falls over because it's a facade and it's like it's the fake thing. But yeah, we fought Pete there a bunch, and then there was like 3 crazy fights where like there was like a burning building and like a construction.
With the car guys.
The car guys, those guys suck.
The car guys are the worst guys, and they will keep being the worst guys.
Yeah. It was just such a cool thing to be like in the Disney castle. Like these things that you've seen at the parks and like it's the logo of all the movies. Yeah. And then you go back to like the old OG, like what started it all. And I just thought it was such a fun touch. It was just like the layering the story and layering these character motivations and stuff on top of this really fun wrapper of like, oh, and this is where it all started. And it's like a fun nod, and it wasn't just like a brief thing. We were in there for like an hour.
Yeah,
like,
and you meet
a full level in there.
You meet old Mickey, and they're like, "It's the king," but he's like not talking, and he's like doing a lot of like running around and slippity sliding everywhere.
Yeah, they do a fun thing where like you're chasing down present Mickey, and then there's present Pete and past Pete in the past, and then there's sort of like a quote unquote slow roll reveal that like the Mickey that's been running around is past Mickey, and he's just a scamp.
He's just a little scamp, just back in the day scamp. But yeah, I think the challenge is like the one that I forgot about that I thought was really fun watching David play is like there's the construction site and you're on like a piece of wood on a rope on a scaffold thing and you're hitting the guys and it's like a seesaw where it's like you bounce up in the air and they bounce up in the air, and yeah, it was really cute.
The Timeless River town was really fun.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna hop through some other fun ones. We'll skip ahead a little bit because I want to save what I think is probably the one you'll feel strongest about for last. Atlantica first.
Okay. David, how do you feel about Atlantica in Kingdom Hearts 2?
It's better. They fixed that. They fixed that movement.
They did fix the movement. And not that we needed it to, because we're just going to the one hub place.
Yeah, it's very interesting how they're kind of like reusing stuff, because it's like, I remember being in Atlantica the first time and I was like, oh my God, this one's taking for fucking ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get back there and I had a little bit of a trauma flashback of like, oh no, we gotta do this again. But then you just kind of like zip through it.
Well, because it's a rhythm game now.
Yeah, because it's like not a level.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
That's why it felt so fast.
I had forgotten that you do that whole thing. And
see, it was he blocks it out.
Yeah, it was silly. It didn't make any sense. And the songs were bad.
And I'll say this, we're not done with Atlantica, baby.
Because I think Little Mermaid has some of my favorite songs. And it was like, here comes a rhythm.
Swim This Way, classic.
Yeah,
the best one. We all remember it.
We all know it from our childhoods.
Everyone's
for sure.
favorite. Yeah, I remember getting excited, being like, oh, they're practicing for like a talent show or whatever. And I was like, this is going to be fun. We're going to hear Under the Sea or Kiss the Girl.
We
or
are the
part of the
daughters
world.
of Triton. Great Father who loved us and named us well.
Any of those would have been better, I think.
You know what? They don't even do Kiss the Girl in Kingdom Hearts 2.
They do. They must.
No, they don't.
Oh, no.
There's like a moment about it, but you don't do it as part of the rhythm game.
No way. Hang on.
We haven't done it so far. It was...
Oh, no. They don't.
They don't.
Oh, no.
They don't even do it.
But that's the thing.
Man.
I was like excited. I was like, because I could see that it was going to like a rhythm thing. And I was like, great. Let's get some of the classics
that's
in
the
here.
one where you have to set up the mood and vibe.
Yeah.
That would be the one that would make sense.
Any of the songs from the OG LM would have been great.
Well, you've got part of your world. You've got an excerpt of part of your world, and it's only got 8 notes in it. And if you don't score perfect on like most of them, you have to do it again.
It did take us several tries. Because also, I don't know if there was something going on, there was a lag or something, but
I think I've got a little lag on my controller. I'm feeling it with Claire
No,
Obscure.
I don't think that's the controller. You don't have to blame yourself for that. I don't think it's you guys.
Yeah, because it was a thing where it's like we both took turns on it because it just wasn't working. And I was like, yo, I used to be like a champion at DDR. Like, I know how to do this. And then it like, we had to like hit it like 2.5 beats early for it to hit right. It was something strange.
Yeah,
like,
so that's even like the most important thing to talk about with this rhythm game is that the rhythm game in Kingdom Hearts 2 is off the rhythm.
Yeah. It was something so strange. I just remember being like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you missed the ball so hard.
Yeah.
The bouncing ball from all those sing-along VHSs.
Yeah.
We just follow. We're so used to following it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not done. We're far from done with Atlantica.
Well, that's good.
You go back there
we'll
like
be
5 or
back.
6 times.
Oh my God, 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
man.
Well, that's good because I do like seeing Sea Turtle Goofy a lot. It makes me quite
it's
happy.
nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. Speaking of Turtle Goofy, the Pride Lands.
The Pride Lands fucking rocked, dude.
Yes.
I love.
And I knew you were going to
Lands.
say that because you were talking before about how you love free movement.
Mm-hmm.
And Lion Sora runs so fast. It feels
Full
so
Akira
good.
slide.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I think Mayanna also got videos of me just rejoicing running through the Pride Lands.
Yeah, and it's so big and you run so fast.
But they pulled a Jack Skellington on Simba Sora, Pride Land Sora. Like, so yeah, in Kingdom Hearts 1, when you go to Halloween Town for the first time, it's like, oh, this guy knows how to dress. And then he walks up in the Pride Lands and you're like, this animal is hot. And it's confusing me because he's hot and also 7.
Adorable.
Like, it's
he's
very
so
strange.
cute. Yeah, because it's like if Sora's a teenager, theoretically, he should be like closer to Simba looking, like not full mane, but on the way.
Yeah.
But they make him a cub because that's a way cuter thing to do.
Way cuter.
It doesn't stop Lion Sora from being kind of hot, though.
He's
a little cutie.
he's got a necklace. He's got the cool chain necklace.
He's got
on.
his necklace and his little under eye eyeliner.
Mm-hmm.
He is genuinely so cute.
Very cute.
Yeah.
He's so cute. And he holds his Keyblade in his mouth
He
like a dog with a
does.
big stick that he's really proud of.
It's very cute. And when we talked about this in Kingdom Hearts 1, talking about some of the levels like Deep Jungle, it was kind of a maze of a world. There's a lot of ways you can get into the different tiles or into the different areas of the map. But in Kingdom Hearts 2 so far, it's more like this kind of straight path that you're walking and it's pretty much on rails. But for Pride Lands, I think it worked really well because you were moving so fast, which was really, really exciting. But also like just the things they were having you do, like there was little things you were dodging and little crowns you were getting and little, just like you're outrunning other antelopes and whatever.
Yeah, I do feel like when I've replayed Kingdom Hearts 2 in the past, that like Lion Sora runs so fast that like I don't even fight Heartless in that world. I just run.
No,
you can just fucking run.
We're just moving the way a lion should be, just set free.
And then you fight the spectral ghost of Scar, and Pete is a lion as well, and he looks crazy.
That one was crazy.
I actually love Lion Pete. Actually, like as much problems as I have with normal Pete's normal fit and that design, they really ate with Lion Pete, I think.
He's very silly. I like the commitment.
Well, my favorite part is when when Scar bounds down the side of a rock face, and then Pete's like, okay, give me a second. I've only been a lion for a day. And he jumps and he like falls because he's got like a pot belly as a lion. It's really
he's
good.
like a chonky lion. Yeah. It's good stuff.
The Pete humor and like the Pete tag-ups with the world villains is very fun.
Yeah.
But the thing that confused me about Lion Pete was isn't Pete like canonically a dog?
Yeah, correct. So you'd think he should be a turtle or something.
Yeah, because it's like if Goofy's
something.
If Goofy, who's also a dog, is a turtle, Pete should be like. I'm actually surprised. You know what I think jars me about his lion design is it's almost hyena. It's almost hyena, and I wish they just committed to full hyena because it would make sense for the minion role that he's fulfilling to be a hyena instead of another lion.
Sure, and that makes more sense than the other thing that's currently happening. Yeah, no problem.
This is what we say on this podcast, though. Like, I'm dumb about, or I'm smart about dumb things. Yeah, things that do not matter at all.
No, it's great. No, you're right.
I'm with you though, Mischa. It was very awesome to see like this quite terrifying Scar lion. Like running around, jump. I feel like he was like rifting out of place and like
when he becomes like a weird force ghost at the end, it gets like real spooky.
Yeah, he's like a Heartless at that. Like they turn Scar into a Heartless.
He's got like a weird green like flame aura or like purple spirit flame aura around him. Yeah, it's really cool. It's badass, and
it works because it's like Scar is genuinely terrifying in that moment. And then occasionally you'll get a glimpse of Pete kind of waddling in the background. And you're like, oh, wait, everything's going to be okay. But yeah, the Pride Lands was really fun. We got through that level pretty quickly.
That one was zippy. And then we moved to Agrabah.
Agrabah was much bigger. It was funny because it was bigger, but also there just wasn't as much to do.
Mm-hmm. It's bigger, but it's a big empty space.
Yep. Yeah. Like, because in the first one, it's like you go to the bazaar and then you go to the Cave of Wonders and then you're in the Cave of Wonders and then you go back to the bazaar.
And then you fight a caterpillar pot monster.
Yeah. So yeah, there just wasn't as much to do in Agrabah, but it was fun. It was another one we kind of just like blazed through a little bit in like the world itself because there wasn't as much, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Halloween Town.
Yeah, back to Halloween Town. That was fun.
Sora canonically believes in Santa, which is cute.
He does.
Well, I think it's funny because in Kingdom Hearts 2, there's like so little of the like game plot happening in Halloween Town. Yeah. But also like they did realize that when they make the first game, they never got to Christmas Town. Yeah. So they had to put it in just for that. Mm-hmm. But then it feels kind of detached from the rest of it.
Absolutely. Well, it's funny too, because like they're on the search for Riku and Mickey and Sora's like, do you know Riku? And he goes, yeah, I'm Santa.
Yeah, I know everybody.
I know everybody.
He's on the naughty list, obviously.
Yeah. Super on the naughty list.
The Twilight Road away from the naughty list.
Yep. You'll remember this. Remember the Space Paranoids grid from Tron?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Are you a Tron guy, David?
No, I wasn't really.
Okay.
But I really kind of struggled, not like mechanically, but just with the concept of the Tron section of this game.
What was the big problem?
I think Tron himself.
Yeah.
How wooden and good guy his personality is.
Yeah, he looks so dumb. He looks like
technical Marvel Tron.
Well, you know what it is?
Honorary Academy Award winner for innovation in computer graphics Tron.
It's like too smooth because there's not enough because his outfit is just like really seamless. There's not enough like visual interest, and it's all the same color, and his skin's the same color.
The biggest thing And I know what they were trying to do with it. They were trying to make him talk like a computer, talk like kind of like a passionless robot.
No, that's just kind of how he sounds.
He's just kind of a wooden guy in the movie, too. And it's funny because, like, the way that it works in the movie is Big Lebowski gets zapped into the space grid, and his friend has programmed, like, basically a little version of himself as, like, the cybersecurity. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Big Lebowski goes like, oh, my God, my friend, like, da-da-da. And he goes, why are you calling me the name of my user? And he's like, what are you talking about, man? Stop messing around. He's like, I am not messing around. That is the name of my user.
Well, because I was going to say, when you talk to a computer, do you expect it to respond with personality and joie de vivre? But now we live in a
hellscape where they go like, okay, can't wait to answer that question for you. Let me just think about how I'm going to help you explore.
It's such a great question, and I'm so glad you asked. You know, not a lot of people have the courage to ask things like that, and you do.
That's what makes you a really special person.
I'm so proud of you. Yeah, the Tron world was really fun. And I think what was more exciting about the Tron world was what was happening outside of Tron world, because there was a lot of cool Final Fantasy stuff going on. There was like a really big moment that I'm forgetting where
Did somebody mention the door to darkness?
That's what it was. Yeah, Mickey does an exposition dump, and it's very cool.
Yeah, and they're like, oh my God, Mickey's here. And he's like, no, shut up. I have exposition.
Yeah. He's like, you gotta be quiet. Well, that and Tifa's there looking for Cloud, and David now knows who Tifa is. So he was like, Tifa!
I know that person. I know that person. She's cool.
From the bar.
And she looks great. She looked really good.
She was in her Advent Children fit.
Yeah, the fact that, you know, in Kingdom Hearts 1, everybody kind of gets like Kingdom Heartsified outfits of the Final Fantasy version. Like it's not quite the same. But in Kingdom Hearts 2, they really just gave everybody their Advent Children fit because he designed all the costumes for Advent Children. He went, man, I really popped off.
These are pretty
These
good.
are so cool. I don't think I can top myself. Honestly, I think we did it. I think we peaked.
Well, because Aerith isn't technically an Advent Children. She is, but like as a Force Ghost, they put her in her Crisis Core fit, which is funny because that means it's canonically like years prior to the events of Advent Children.
No, that's not what it means. Canonically, she just has that outfit still. Obviously.
She changed it to
Mayanna,
the clothes.
you can re-wear a set of clothes more than once, I promise.
No, you can't, Mischa. Once you wear an outfit, you can never wear it again. You have to burn it up in the backyard so that nobody can know that you had a thing in the past. That's how fashion works. I would know. I don't know. I'm bad at fashion. Anyway, but yes, Namura 8 on those fits. Before we talk more about Radiant Garden, I want to briefly talk about a world that I didn't bring up before because I wanted to save it.
Yeah.
Port Royal.
Port motherfucking Royal. Okay, full disclosure. I love Pirates of the Caribbean. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. But that's not the disclosure part, because I think that's, if you know me and see me and can view my body, that is not surprising to you in the slightest that I love pirates.
David, we've covered this. They can't view your body, man.
Damn it. I don't know how podcasts
covered
works.
this.
Dear listeners, I have an eye patch.
And a hook for a hand.
I'm putting a hook for a hand. I'm putting on.
That's new tech on podcasts, lying about your appearance.
Yeah.
That's never happened
We've unlocked
before.
something.
That's certainly never happened before. He signs all his emails, Yar me hearties.
Yar. Well, actually, fun little fact. For an embarrassingly long time in college, I used to play Pirate Scrabble, which is just Scrabble, but the only words you can use are A, R, and G, and H. It was really fun.
Gray.
But this is the disclosure part. Again, it was coming off of a long day on set or recording or something me and Mayanna were doing. You were playing the first part of Port Royale, and I was watching. I was actually sleeping. And I remember waking up and seeing very well rendered Johnny Depp and very well rendered like pirates stuff and Donald and Goofy. And I was like, what the fuck is happening in this game? So yeah, I'd nodded off for a little bit. And
man, what a jarring thing to wake up to. Be like, we're doing tee-hee ha-ha cartoons. And then like adult human characters.
It was startling. Because the biggest thing that was startling is all the people from Port Royale had normal-sized feet except for Sora.
And my thing is really about the color palettes, right?
Yeah.
Because everything like has a dark and dour, but like realistic and kind of smoothed out color palette. but they did not try to match it to Sora's default color palette whatsoever.
They did a better job in 3 when they're like, let's at least
a
put
much
him
better
in
job.
an outfit.
Yeah, because then they had all the processing power of the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have enough colors in the PlayStation 2. They didn't have enough colors in there.
It brought up kind of an existential situation for me where I was thinking about it. And up to this point, Sora, who is a cartoon, has been slaying other cartoons. And it sort of makes sense. Everything's sort of in the same realm of possibility and stylistic world. And then you're fighting a motherfucking skeleton. And
with
it's
a
like,
gun.
With a gun. And you're like, whoa, Sora, what's going on
Wow,
here?
you're enacting violence on that human man.
Yeah. And I just imagine Donald being like, Sora, and like ripping off Barbossa's head and like jumping into an ocean full of sharks. And I was like, this doesn't line up.
David, you don't have to worry about that, and I'm going to tell you why. Donald was in the Navy. He's going to be fine.
True. It's very true. But Donald was in the Navy. He
has training. He's fine.
Oh my God. Well, I thought it was a fun idea to do this game of keep away where at some point the pirates hop on your ship and they grab the medallion and then you've got to try to fight them to drop the medallion and then you have the medallion. I thought that was pretty cool.
The world of Port Royal was very fun. And like the game was very cool. And it was cool to see Elizabeth and Will and you're running around with Jack and everyone. I was like, this is really cool. And it felt very similar to the movie itself.
Yeah.
But just like I said, just from like a bit of a jarring waking up experience and then a bit of an existential crisis of like, oh man, this boy is what, like 14, 15 and he's like killing, like, I hope Sora's okay after this.
And they never talk about it again.
Never.
Yeah. In fact, all that happens is Sora goes through that entire experience and goes, I'd like to be a pirate.
I like pirates.
You know what? Pirates, kind of a sleigh.
Kind of a sleigh.
And then we end with where we've gotten to so far, the Hollow Bastion epic midpoint situation.
It was so cool. You're going through it. You're fighting alongside each of the Final Fantasy characters. You're slaying nobodies. You're doing all sorts of crazy stuff.
When you realized that that's what sequence was happening, which of the Final Fantasy characters were you most excited to fight?
Oh, Cloud.
Yeah.
Like 100%. I was like, my boy. And I'm not going to lie, I was a little disappointed.
Really?
I mean, again, because we're also sort of playing through Final Fantasy at this point. I was like,
Sure.
Oh boy, here we go. This man is Soldier. He has all the Final Fantasy powers, which name is escaping me now because it is 10 o'clock at night. Materia, thank you.
Materia girl.
He's a Materia girl. But I think the one that was most I think Yuffie was really fun to fight alongside. Cloud did a good job, but it was like, I think he got knocked down a whole bunch. And I think it just happened to be that what was happening with the AI at the time or like the game mechanics. I was like, oh, my guy, like you're getting knocked on your ass.
Oh, no.
And you go down the little pathway and then we fight. I don't remember his name, but the rock star.
Demix.
That guy from Organization 13.
And I'll say this, and we are playing on easy mode. It only took him like one try.
Yeah, it's that combat looms large in my like nostalgia
in the fandom
brain
as well. Yeah.
But I am also playing it on easy mode, and I was like, man, thank goodness I didn't have to do that 6 times. I only had to do it like twice.
I think we did it 2 times. I think I got it on the second time.
Once to get the mechanic down, because like part of the reason I think the Demix fight is so hard is like not necessarily that fighting him physically is difficult. It's that he has these water minions that you have to eliminate within like 30 seconds.
A short amount of time.
Yeah. And they're like, and here's the first one, defeat like 50 of them in 30 seconds. And you're like, okay, I think I did that right. And then you fight normal. And then they're like, here's 10 of them, 10 seconds, go. Yeah. And then if you don't, you're fucking dead.
Yeah. It was crazy, but it was fun. And he seemed like a cool guy. Demix. I'm interested.
Yeah, do you like him? How do you feel about him?
I full disclosure, the only person I'm somewhat confident about in Organization 13 is Axel.
Okay.
Everyone else, I'm like, y'all.
That's fair. Like, okay, so before we move quite to the end of our time, what do you think about Axel? Like, tell me about that.
He seems like he has some redeeming qualities. And I think most of Organization 13 is going to have some redeeming qualities. I think there's some folks that are going to be very bad. But like there were some moments with Roxas where like Axel was like hanging out and like genuinely talking to him and like giving him a popsicle and like hanging out. And maybe they're going to pull the wool over my eyes and be like, that was all the bad thing he was doing to manipulate this small boy. But it feels like at this point in the story, from someone who has no idea what's happening, it feels like he is one that could be redeemed. And Demix just seemed funny. Like up to this point, it's like everyone on Organization 13's kind of been like, yeah, we're all sort of mysterious and we all have these evil machinations and blah, blah, blah. And Demix is like, I play guitar. And you're like, okay. What's going on with you?
Well, not much anymore because he's dead now.
He is slayed.
He dead now.
Yeah, and then you killed him.
Now, you did the Thousand Heartless fight. And then
amazing, breathtaking,
the villain,
flawless.
The true villain of Kingdom Hearts 2 showed up, kind of essentially for the first time that you recognized him, Xemnas. And us, we're the true villains because we're feeding the heartless machine by releasing the hearts back into the sky.
That thing you've been doing for multiple games that was told that the very important thing that only you can do. And it's part of the villain plot, baby. Yeah. How's it feel?
Dun.
It hurt. But also, it made me happy. Because I was like, sweet, I don't have to stop and fight every single one of these fuckers every time we're running through a cool
That
cool
gave you a reason
so
not to
funny.
fight normal bad.
So it was a very cool reveal because that's brave of a game to be like, hey, stop doing the game part of this game for the story reasons. And it felt very cool. It was very exciting. And it was, Xemnas showed up. He looked very cool. And I will say, of all the Organization 13 people, aside from Christopher Lee.
Oh, Diz.
He's the guy I'm like, this motherfucker's evil. This dude sucks. But I'm actually really glad we stopped there because it was like such a punch after punch after punch of like cool things that Mickey was revealing, and like Goofy goes down for a moment, and I almost lost my shit.
They'll pay for this. They'll pay for this.
Oh, we see my boy Mickey kind of crank it up a little bit.
He pulled the Keyblade behind him and like summoned it backwards style.
So cool. But like, so there's just like these like emotional punches and story punches and like mechanical punches of just like, this game is like really kind of pulling out all the stops. And then to be like, okay, so here's what's really going on to at least your knowledge right now. Thanks for all the help, idiot. And then like nopes away. I was like, what? But then wait, doesn't Maleficent help you with that?
Maleficent goes, I'll hold them off. Don't thank me about it.
Maleficent comes in and is like, I wanted to raise an army of Heartless to take over this world, but not if it helps literally another person.
Yeah, that sucks. So what does that get me?
But and I think we mentioned this before. I was told to not play this game because of how complex it was and how overwhelmingly convoluted the story is, which I don't necessarily disagree with, but also I think you can only get a moment like this in like the midpoint of this last game by being not afraid to just have just some crazy shit happening. Like you're running around with Disney characters, Final Fantasy characters, and then just this other group of very fucked up villains. You have time shit going on. You have like internal struggle going on. There's so many layers of all these things. And then I think, yes, it is convoluted, but I think that is the only way to really get to such a satisfying, not even conclusion, but just satisfying beat in a story where there's like, you're fighting alongside villains, the main villain of the last game. You've just seen a new villain. Goofy has just perished and he came back. You just killed 1,000 Heartless. And then someone was like,
literally 1,000.
And someone was like, sweet, you just gave me $1 million of resources or whatever. And like, there's so many of these layers and these gut punches happening that it's like, fuck yeah. Like, let's keep on. Like now it's like, it really felt like it was a moment of like, you sit down in the driver's seat, buckle your seatbelt, and it's like, all right, let's go. It was very cool.
Now, coming off of that, hell yeah. What do you think's going to happen next? I like hearing David's predictions.
I'll give you a prediction, but I'll also give you a caveat. I have no fucking idea, dude.
How so we're going to get out of this one?
I think there's going to be what I hope is going to happen is Jiminy Cricket finally becomes relevant and is like, hey, I'm your conscience. I'm your guide. Here's this other thing that you can do instead of killing Heartless.
Oh.
Do that. Or I hope Sora's just like, fine, fuck you all. Where's your headquarters, Organization 13? Let's go. Kind of a thing. But I don't think that's going to happen because you said we're going back to Atlantica. And if the rest of this game, Mayanna, is just a rhythm game in front of King Trident's whatever, I'm going to be very
David,
sad.
actually, what's so funny is as you go through this game, you revisit places you've cleared, but once you clear them, they become their own rhythm games, and it slowly devolves. The entire thing just becomes one long rhythm game.
Dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And that game is called Memories of Melody.
Yeah, Melody of Memory, baby.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think in all honesty, I have no idea what's going to happen next, but I'm very excited because it feels to me like they've sort of blown their wad a little bit, but I feel like that's just because I'm baby and have no idea what's actually going on. And you two experts and geniuses are sitting back being like, you don't have any idea. So
I won't say anything. Yeah.
I think you do have some idea. Because I think that's exactly what they were going for with that moment. I think it satisfies me as someone trying to bring you this story that like you're having the exact reaction I feel like you should have.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Thanks for coming and having it on microphone to our listeners.
Oh, I'm honored. I'm so excited. And this game rocks, man. It's very sorry. This game rocks, man.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Hell yeah.
And I'm excited to keep on going because they know how to tell a story.
Hey, that's great. I'm so glad.
Well, go play the rest of the game, and we'll bring you back to see if you were winning, son.
I will be, and we have been, especially with this last one.
I'll say this too. Between finishing the 1,000 Heartless fight and then waiting to record this episode, we've played through several Life is Strange games.
Yeah. So, yeah, I apologize if some of the memories were a little hazy because it's been a while.
That's okay. You got to play other video games sometimes. Kingdom Hearts 2 is long. It's 50 hours.
Yeah.
It's
and
long.
it feels good. I'll say this too. We'll end with this. I didn't tell David about raising money for the beach, and you sure as hell know he did raise all that money for the beach.
Wow.
I did.
And then he just stole it all.
Got all my money stolen, and it was very sad, but it was great.
We'll get you to the beach one day, buddy.
I know.
Yeah.
I hope they're okay.
Aww.
Hayner and Pence and Olette.
They're okay.
Exclusively in that order.
They did watch Kyrie get kidnapped, but they're okay.
They're okay. We're winning.
We're winning, son.
We are winning, son.
Fantastic.
Hell
well, I don't know how much bigger our Jiminy Journal entry on you, my friend, can get because you're, other than Mayanna and myself, the person who appears most on the show. But go ahead and tell the listeners what you're doing and where they can find you.
Yeah, my name is David Tilstra, and you can mostly find me anywhere on the internet at David Tilstra, but more importantly, you can find me over at StoryQuest. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up, so keep an eye.
A crossover show.
We have a crossover show.
Yeah.
I think maybe, but there's a chance that by the time this comes out, that we will have done it already.
Man, what
but
a fun
that's coming up
crossover
for
show
us.
we did.
Great crossover show. We're so excited about it.
We had such a fun time doing the crossover show.
We were all so young.
Yeah.
Back at the crossover
Before
show.
that other thing that happened between.
Don't
the
say
crossover.
that, Mayanna, because it's 2026 and other things can happen like that.
You're
It's
right.
true.
I'm glad that good thing happened between.
Yeah,
the
I'm also
crossover
glad
show
that good things that
and this
happened,
recording.
they happened to us.
Yep.
I mean, that is a good segue because there's a lot of very exciting StoryQuest stuff coming up. So keep your
There
eyes
it is.
peeled because there's a lot of good stuff coming back up. But yeah, thanks for being here and listening to my rambles about this very silly and fun and amazing video game.
Thanks for being like the person who is in many ways the representative for someone who has never played these games before and is willing to do that and share that experience in what I hope is an approachable way that makes people feel like it's less intimidating to play
Very
these
much
games.
so,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're very much like the companion to our Doctor Who, where like
Yay.
I see it anew through your eyes, and like so. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us,
Of course, it's an absolute honor. Thank you so much for having me.
David. Do you want to sign us off?
Yeah. Do you know the sign off?
May your sword stay sharp and let your friendship be your guide.
Yeah.